So the Pixel 4a, so it's unsurprising that it's leaked, but I'm actually pretty excited about what there is.
Yeah?
So there's a couple things here. For one, they're not doing the stupid. Does the Pixel 3 have the one where it scans your face, or is that just the 4?
Just the 4. I have the Pixel 3, and I was kind of upset because I was excited when they announced the Pixel 4 with the Project Soli sensors.
Of course you were.
What? I think we talked about this a little bit when it was being announced.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, cool, because I don't know if you guys saw this, but like when Google first announced Project Soli, it was like this secretive kind of like research project. And they were like, we can sense little tiny movements that you're gonna make with your fingers. You're gonna be able to have a little doohickey, and you're gonna be able to kind of dingle your fingies on top of it like this. And you're gonna be able to like turn volume up and like swipe things away and like multitask, all without touching your phone.
Yeah.
But the reason this was cool, Alex, let me tell you
Yes.
about it. Okay, the reason this was so cool is because it had applications for not just phones, but like, you know, laptops, or maybe you had like a little computing device and it didn't even have a screen. I don't know, and you're doing stuff with your hands. That sounded pretty cool to me. But turns out,
Doesn't work great.
That's not what
and
it was.
also, I'm totally fine if they have that, but also I just want the little fingerprint reader. This thing's so fast, like bam.
yeah,
in.
boom.
Great.
And I have one of those too. And then they took it away because he's got a Pixel 2.
Yeah.
I have a Pixel 3. James has a Pixel 4. And he's probably the least happy. I'm just kidding. Don't
Yeah.
quote me on that.
Oh, the Pixel 4a, it looks like it's going to, you know, it's going to have this fingerprint reader on the back. It also looks like it's going to have headphones.
Let's go to that. Let's go. This is where we go to the sources.
Yes.
Yeah, you're looking at it right now. Boom. And you can still see us.
Which is also awesome because, I don't know, I don't like Bluetooth earbuds.
You don't?
I like the cans. If
Oh.
you have like the big ones, those are great.
I see what you're saying.
But I don't like the little earbuds. Like,
See,
I've used AirPods, I've used the Pixel Buds. Just not a fan.
it's been really frustrating watching the industry as a whole kind of move towards removing headphone jacks because emotionally, you know, it puts you through the ringer because you're like, the first time they remove the headphone jack, you're like, no, my headphones, my 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, I love it. And then you're kind of like, all right, then you go to acceptance where you're like, all right, the jack is dead, they're taking it away. And a car horn is honking. I don't know if you guys can hear that. We're gonna get copyright infringed, copyright striked for having. That's a sound you can get from a music library somewhere. Anyways, you go to acceptance, right? So you're like, okay, I guess I'll buy good Bluetooth earphones. I guess I'll get into that, and that's the future. And then they do the stuff like this where they're like, just kidding, we can put in a headphone jack if we want. It's not a necessary thing.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what? So now I just don't like it.
Well, for me, it was like, my big problem with wireless earbuds is that they just don't have enough battery capacity. Like, it's pretty good, but I do this thing constantly where it's good enough that you don't have to plug it in every single night, but it's not good enough that you can go for like a week like you can with the over-ear ones.
Right.
So I'm just constantly in this situation where like, you just want to throw in some earbuds and suddenly they don't work.
Yeah.
And you're like, geez.
What-
So like, I had Pixel Buds, and then instead I stopped using them, and I just bought 4 pairs of like, what are the ones like the Pixel headphones that you just plug in here?
Oh, you
like-
mean like the ones that come in the box?
Yeah,
The
they're like-
USB-C.
They're like $20-$30, something like that. I just bought a bunch of them, stuck them in every bag that I own, and I have been really happy ever since then.
Yeah. And that's what I use. I use the ones that came with my phone.
But they're just like,
They
they're
ju-
not as good as a headphone jack, though.
Even on the Pixel 2, they didn't have it.
No,
Pixel 1 had a headphone jack.
I think so.
It's so funny because they did this. The Pixel 3a had a headphone jack as well. Here, I'll show you guys my screen. I'm looking at something very interesting. So there was a huge. There were tons of photos leaked. There was a huge hands-on video as well leaked. So we've basically seen the phone in all its glory. You can see there's a what do you call it? Pole hole punch camera. So there is no, the sensor bar that was in the Pixel 4 is not there, so we won't have those same Project Soli gestures anyways. So nothing to get disappointed about, I guess.
For you.
Yeah.
The only
Well,
person in the world
Look,
that cares.
I'm sure other people cared about this. There's the fingerprint sensor, and we have the rectangular or square-shaped camera cutout as well, although I don't know if it has.
I'm pretty sure it's just one lens, so it's only like that just to look cool.
And those pictures are all courtesy of Tech Droider. So thanks a lot. Yeah, I don't know. And then the other important detail was, what am I looking at here? The $399. It's going to start at $399. Apparently, because
Cool.
billboard mock-ups were discovered, where apparently Google's ready to advertise it already. Nothing. There's no mystery anymore
It's kind of sad.
in
yeah.
phones.
In anything, mostly.
Every phone that comes out, in everything. Every phone that comes out, you know everything about it before it launches. It's like, what's the point? You know?
Although this kind of leads nicely, like, overall, though, I'm pretty stoked because it just might be my next phone because it's just, I think that the price and the headphone jack and, you know, it just seeming generally good. This fingerprint reader, awesome. And the battery on my Pixel 2 is kind of starting to die, which nicely brings us into our next one, or our next segment.
Oh,
here.
wow.
Yeah.